to actually help the brain calm down and go to sleep. So when you're at work, okay, between 9 and 6, now either work is pretty much a steadfast rule. You can't bend or twist anything in your work. You just do what's being told and you're doing it there. Or you might have some influence and you can structure it down as well, okay? If you get a half-hour lunch break, do you need the whole half hour to sit there going, oh, I've got to eat something? Or are you actually going to eat 15 minutes and study 15 minutes? Or make some phone calls in that 15-minute period? Are you know, do you utilize the whole half hour, or before it even starts, it's over sort of thing? Also, on the way to work, who here travels for 10 minutes to work? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? An hour? Getting there? Between there? Somewhere? Okay. Most of us are in the car somewhere between 20 minutes to an hour, okay, especially here in Brisbane, because most of us like to live out of the city, especially if we've got kids, okay, and living in the city is so expensive. So most of us live about 20 to an hour away from our work. Most people waste their time in the car because they listen to what? Radio. Now, is the radio uplifting, or is it ads, news, and who died, okay? Or it's rubbish anyway with what they're talking about. Again, what are you listening to? What's going into your mind? What are you feeding yourself, okay? Do you have audio tapes you could get to listen to? Do you have study tapes you could listen to? Do you have sermons you could listen to from the weekend? It doesn't matter what it is, but that's a whole hour in your day that essentially you could be listening or studying. There's a lot of external courses or things like that you can do that are done auditory, and you just fill in a little bit of notepad, okay? If you're on a bus or a train, you know, it's even more. If you're just sitting there, you're wasting a whole hour when you could be either nowadays with the iPads or all those kind of stuff, or even some iPhones, you can do a lot of typing. You know, there's a lot of time there where you think yourself to be busy because you're traveling to somewhere, but essentially it's stationary time where you're doing nothing. You're just filling your time up with iPod music or all that kind of stuff. Use that time, make use of it, and make yourself more productive. Who knows, in an hour a day you might come up with the next $1 million idea. And you don't have to do that nasty job that everyone sort of thinks that you have to do. After work, on the way home, the radio is another key one, but between 6 and 10 again, okay, we've got to create a routine. Do you have family time scheduled? Do you have it scheduled, or do you sort of wish for it to take place? A lot of us, and especially husbands and wives, okay, who have kids, won't schedule family time. And so it's no wonder that somewhere around the 3 to 7 years, you just don't tolerate each other anymore because you haven't spent any time together. And that's a big thing. So, especially because we are so busy, okay, we need to be able to schedule these times, okay? Do you eat your food in front of the TV or not, or those kind of stuff? Do you sit at the table? A lot of the traditional stuff, wasn't that such a bad thing, because this, sitting at the table created family, structure, unity, all that kind of stuff. Needs to be. Do you do an hour of power before you go to after dinner? Okay. Do you do that by yourself, or you do it as a family? Okay. Do you do it before bed? Again, break it down into whatever blocks you need. I break it down, like I said, in about half-hour blocks, okay, or as small as 15-minute blocks. And sometimes in that 15-minute blocks, I have it actually broken down even tighter, okay? The more you plan, okay, the more you structure your day, the more you can follow through, the more you can be consistent, the more results you can actually achieve. And you know what? The brain actually really likes it. Because if you think about it, when you are focused on task and there's a set process that you have to follow, but you don't question the process, it's not something you have to force yourself to do, it's just a set process, how quickly does time sometimes just go? Very quick. And how much do you get done? A ton, because your brain's just going through it. It loves the routine, okay? Cool. So they're the sort of things that we sort of do. Number one, find all your distractors that take time away from you and eliminate them to the best of your ability. Second thing is create more structure. Do the things that you don't like to do first, but assign times to the task. Hang up washing, 5 minutes. Drying dishes, 5 minutes. Okay? Set a time and work to that time schedule. Push yourself. Get the things done. Give yourself 10 minutes and see how much you can do in 10 minutes. Okay? The second thing is set a morning and evening routine and fill the time useful. Review your day at the end so that you can actually plan for the next day already the night before. Well, that didn't go so well, so tomorrow I'll do this. Set a goal for the next day. All those kind of stuff. It is essential that we move forward and forward and forward every single time. And you will become more productive. Another little thing in regards to time is essentially that the more you feel that you're starved of time, the more starved you'll be. The more you feel like you have time, the more time you'll actually have. One thing I didn't mention here is people. Other people are going to be probably your biggest distractors because they want your time. And especially if you're in a managerial sort of role, people are going to want your time. There are a couple of ways to do that, to deal with that, and that is just shut the door. Shut your own door and shut the metaphorical your own door, okay? If you're busy with something and someone comes to interrupt, you have two options. You can let them, or you can say, not now. People need to start to respect your time. But in order for people to respect your time, you first have to respect your own time. And if you don't have a value of your time, you don't know what you're worth, or you don't know what you can get done in your day, you probably don't have that. And so people don't respect your time. And just before we go, I want to just go through one last thing. And that is, it's sort of leading towards next month's workshop in goal setting, and that is, don't be afraid to schedule a couple of different days. And there's many different names for it. I basically call the first one a planning day. Okay? Pick a day every 3 months or every month or every 1 day a week where you literally just plan for a couple of hours. Whether you do that as a family, whether you do it individually, and you plan the next week, you plan the next month, and you plan the next 3 months. At the same time, you need to set play days, okay? You need to set time, and already set time as family, but also for yourself, you need to set days where you just go out and do whatever. But there's no mobile phone, there's no internet, there's no phone calls from work, there's no nothing. It's purely a play day to go out there and have fun. And all the other days then obviously is game on, okay? That's where you got to achieve. So that's really where I want to sort of leave it, and I want to open it up, ask any questions you want. If something didn't make sense or you want more clarity on it, or you want to make comment on it, that's cool. One of the cool things is we did this thing. I'm not going to go through it, that's fine. I'm going to have there's a prize for you basically. And somewhat going to be linked to whose appointment probably comes first, unless you're really keen. So tonight before you leave, I haven't got the cards made up yet, but I'm going to write down the website where you can get that download from. And so the first person that shows me their to-do sheet downloaded will get a goal setting success book. Okay? Yes, you'll get it before you go today. But if you want to, if you got pen and paper, okay. If you got pen and paper, it's basically the W's dot coaching you YOU in life success.com. It's all about.
Dyslexic.
So, but that's it. It's coaching you in life success, and it's under the download section. There's a little download tab, and it'll just download straight away as a PDF. Okay, and if you got questions about it, bring it in. We'll go through it. Okay, but other than that, they're some of the key things, and there's so many more out there, but they're literally it. Distractors, plan, and then value your time, and then set routines. Okay, chunk your days down. Okay, a last sort of thing that I'll mention is that no one can make you busy. Okay, you let yourself essentially get busy. No one can make you do anything. You let them. Okay, you don't have to do anything. You choose to. Now that's not always an easy thing to accept, but it is true. Even if you have to go to work, you don't have to do that job. Okay. Now at the moment it might be providing you your income, but there's plenty of other jobs out there that will provide you an income. And we've had a fourth person tonight who was too tired to be here tonight, but essentially because she started at 4, we all do late days, but she was just too tired. She quit her job today because she heard the words last time and pondered on them, and in the end she gave up. She just said, I've had enough. And today she came with a massive smile, felt all cheery. I had another guy. He came in. He didn't do the workshop, but we discussed it. He's umming and ahhing, and he left his job, went to a new job, and now he's got more money and better hours. Okay, and he's like, why didn't I do this 2-3 years ago or more? It's one of those things that it's not always going to be easy to do, but when you start understanding that you are responsible for your own life and your own happiness and your own outcomes, then you can start making choices accordingly. Okay. We do get into a comfort zone. Okay, and comfort zones are very, very scary. Okay, so thanks for being here tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got questions, shoot. Otherwise, have a safe travel home. If no one's got questions right now, then you're more than welcome to head off. If you've got a question that you want to ask, I'm going to be here anyway because a couple of people still need adjustments, and we'll go from there. Okay? Brilliant. Thanks again, guys.
Very much.